check. I'm holding my phone, so if it's a little jiggly, I'm sorry, okay? But I couldn't figure out a great camera setup today, so I'm gonna talk to you in your face, all right? It's been a long ass week, okay? I didn't post last week because last week was a big feelings kind of week, okay? I'm gonna be honest, like, I'm trying to make this video, I'm trying to make content, I'm trying to talk about things that are actually important, and I've always been doing that, but like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't really know what to say. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my absolute best, but if this recording doesn't work, we're gonna see what happens. But I want to talk about the topics today, specifically of George Floyd, not really him as a person, although him as a person is very significant, super important, and tragic. But I want to talk about the symbolism of his death as a problem that's been reoccurring and unaddressed in America for way too long. I want to talk about Doja Cat and light skin ass privilege, okay? I love my light skinned black people. I love all black people. But some of y'all niggas need to be checked. That's all I'm saying, okay? We're gonna talk about her. And I want to talk about white looting, because I think that's a very niche kind of assology that one engages in, you know, specifically the white one. I think it's very interesting. I want to talk about it because it pisses me the fuck off. And so we're going to see what comes of those three topics during this video. So I want to talk about George Floyd because specifically regarding the protests that have been happening around his death and around the death of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and even more recent deaths that have happened for black men, black women, black NGC, non-binary people, or black trans people. Like, black people are just out here just being slaughtered, you know? And white silence is really getting to me. You know, like, I understand being a pacifist. I understand, like, oh, I just want peace. But you don't get peace by being quiet when people are being slaughtered. You know what I mean? You don't get peace by pretending there's peace when the waters are calm. Oh, a black man hasn't, or a black person. I'm gonna keep saying person. A black person hasn't died in the last 2 months, so we're all good. Let's keep posting selfies. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the kind of environment I want to curate. That's not the kind of I'm talking too fast. It's not the kind of environment I want to live in, participate in, be a part of. That's not a functional society that I feel represented in or safe in. You know, I don't know. I just have a lot of feelings about, like, people posting on their stories, like, Black Lives Matter, you know, like, safe protesting, like, thank you. You know, like, thank you. I appreciate it. I do. But I'm just nervous. Maybe it's because I'm overthinking. Maybe it's because I'm hyper analytical. I don't know. But I'm already thinking about what happens when we're back to, okay, coronavirus is still a thing. We're, you know, a month later and the waters are calm and social media is silent. What happens then? You know, do you delete the little black squares on your Instagram because they're ruining the aesthetic of your feed? Are you not reposting the same? Are you unfollowing? Sorry, I didn't finish the sentence. Are you not reposting the same resources you were posting during this time of grievance? Are you unfollowing all the accounts that you followed for information and support? You know what I mean? Are you still signing petitions? Are you still contacting your legislators? Like, are you still voting? What happens then? You know what I mean? Everyone talks about there being a need for change, you know, and you know, there needs to be some major transformations because there's two systems of justice, and, like, this is honestly for black and non-black people. I have a lot of black friends. No, I'm not even gonna say I have a lot of friends. I just know I'm closer with a lot of black people now that I'm in college. When I was in high school, I didn't really know that many black people, but that's changed since I got into college. And a lot of the black people I know aren't hype about these issues. They don't talk about Black Lives Matter. They don't post on Juneteenth. You know what I mean? They don't post on Martin Luther King's day. You know what I mean? Like, they don't really say anything unless they have a picture or a selfie that they can slay, and then have a little mini cute caption to go with it. You know what I mean? Like, your skin is not enough of an argument. And that's unfortunate. That's real unfortunate, because it should be. You know what I mean? It should be where I can just show myself living my daily life without having to worry about fighting for it. You know what I mean? And that should be enough to convince you that I have a right to live. You know what I mean? And I should have the same opportunities, same chances, the same mortality rates, the same what's that thing? The same, what's that age that, you know, the average, oh, I should have the same life expectancy. That's the word, life expectancy. I should have the same life expectancy as everyone else. My life and just me living it however I want to should be enough, but it's not. And because it's not, we all got to be doing more. Yes, white people should be doing more, but I know there's a lot of black people who, they're not doing stuff, not because it's a burden, not because, oh, I don't want to think about it. They're not doing it because it's just not a priority to them. It's not a priority to them until someone they know dies, or until anyone dies, and now there's a trending hashtag. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want my life to matter when it's squished into a hashtag. I want my life to matter while it's existing. I want other people's lives to matter while it's existing. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean I'm going to take the time to get to know every single black person that's ever existed. You know what I mean? Like, that's not realistic. But if there's anything I can do consistently, I just want to do that more, because nothing's going to change without consistency on their part or our part. You know, there's certain cops and police departments that are going to come to these protests and be like, you know, let's all kneel together. Let's all walk together. I believe in you. We love you. And then 9 months later, this nigga Tommy, friends with the sheriff, shot Daquan, you know, not to be stereotypical, but I'm making a point. And niggas ain't got no time. You know? And those are the ones who were kneeling with you 9 months ago. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some transformation. Like, we need Trump not to be president. You know? Like, that would be great, you know? And even, like, local. One of my favorite sexologists was posting on her social media that, you know, people think the only way to make change is through direct change and protesting now, but like voting, it doesn't matter because it's not making a difference. It's making a difference, y'all. And voting doesn't just mean federal government level. That means local. Like, you need to be voting for your mayors. Those are the ones who not supervise, but like kind of supervise police departments in your towns. You need to be voting for your district attorneys. You know what I mean? Like, they're the ones who determine what cases, you know, happening in the community should be a priority. Like, you need to be voting for the people who actually have a direct impact on the things that you face every day in your community. And not only you, but the things that people around you who are not you, who don't look like you, face in your community. You know what I mean? Intersectionality needs to change drastically, because POC, BI, POC, NGL, and NGC, there's so many acronyms, let me just be clear. People of color, okay, don't pay enough attention to each other's issues. You know, the black man thinks he's the most oppressed, but he's a misogynistic motherfucker, you know? The black woman thinks she's the most oppressed, but she's a homophobic motherfucker, you know what I mean? The black femme queer person thinks they're the most oppressed, right? But they're Islamophobic. Or, you know, they are fatphobic. You know, like, we're just all out here oppressing each other. We're contributing to that. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many of us that if we really came together, we could have so much institutional power. If we really came together and voted, like, all of us, and fought for people who can't vote to be able to vote, you know what I mean? And to have a say in what goes on in the country they live in. Would Trump being president and presidency right now? No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't, period. Okay, so, yeah, change. George Floyd isn't just something we need to remember. When I say something, I don't mean he's a thing. I mean, like, this grievance around George Floyd isn't something that we should just remember right now when everyone's posting and there's trends and, you know, it's cool to be woke, you know what I mean? Like, this is something we need to remember for the rest of our lives, because any day of our lives, that can be either you as a black person you know what I mean? Someone you love, someone you care about, doesn't matter what race, if they were dying unfairly the way that black people are dying unfairly, I would hope you would be disappointed if that's someone you know, if it's someone you don't, and that should affect you for the rest of your life, you know what I mean? Anyway, on to Digicat, right? I'm gonna keep the show. I'm talking a lot. Right? Okay. Wow, I'm looking at the time. Like, do I even want to do all of this in one video? Maybe not. Maybe we're gonna cut this short. Okay, so we're gonna just make this about Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, consistency in activism. Next video, because I'm gonna pre-record because I'm moving this week, so it'd be really helpful if I just had some like videos like on the shelf, you know what I mean, that I can edit and post so I can still have constant content coming to you guys. But yeah, I haven't said already, but yeah, like, obviously, comment, obviously, subscribe, obviously, okay? I wasn't here last week, but I've been pretty consistent, okay? So don't be mad for 1 week. Anyway, share this video or don't. It's really up to you. I would just like you if you did. Yeah. Take care of yourself. It's been a really hard time. And speaking of, I made a video of mental health. I actually had my first therapy appointment, like, ever. Yesterday morning? I should make a video about that. It was dope. Yeah, I'll tell you about it. Anyway, but yeah, I encourage you to take care of yourself. This is a really rough time for all of us, but especially for black folk. Happy Pride. I didn't say that yet either. Happy Pride. It's not too happy, but, you know, be proud of your pride. Yeah, I'm saying a lot. I'm babbling. Okay. Love y'all. Stay safe. Bye.